Hello everybody. Today I'm going to explain three multimedia principles, and I'm going to show you how to apply these specific multimedia learning principles and things to avoid. The first multimedia principle I'm going to discuss is called the multimedia principle. This principle basically states that rather than forcing learners to create mental images of the concepts you are explaining, provide graphics that will help them actually see it and reduce cognitive load. For example, if I'm teaching my students the water cycle, I want to make sure I'm providing them with more than just steps in the cycle, like this. I need to provide a visual that allows them to understand the steps. Without the visual, there is a higher cognitive load for the students to try and process the information. Always keep in mind that words plus graphics can lead to better learning, especially when explaining abstract concepts or ideas. But be cautious, including extraneous graphics, animations, or text can negatively affect learning. The next principle I'm going to discuss is the signaling principle. This principle basically states to include cues throughout your instruction that highlight essential materials, like this and this. Using the water cycle example, I can highlight the first step in the cycle so the students can follow along. For example, the first step in the water cycle is condensation, which begins here. Then you have precipitation, which is here, collection, which is down here, and evaporation, which is right over here. Make sure that your cues are subtle but noticeable. You do not want them to be distracting from what you are trying to show or teach. A simple arrow or highlight will be enough to signal to the students. The final principle I will discuss is the redundancy principle. The redundancy principle states that combining graphics, narration, and on-screen text can cause cognitive overload, which can impede learning. This time, I will show you an example of what not to do. Okay class, let's discuss the water cycle. There are 4 steps in the cycle. First, there must be condensation. Condensation then leads to precipitation, which is rain. After that, you have collection, such as lakes, ponds, oceans, and lastly, you have evaporation, which takes us back to the initial step. By including on-screen text, graphics, and narration, the students will have a difficult time following along with the process. Instead, we take away the steps and narrate the graphic. Be sure to use signaling cues.